Hey there, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about arithmetic operators. So we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, and power. So what I have here are two variables, x equals 5, y equals 2, and we have our first four arithmetic operations. So we have x plus y, x minus y, x times y, and x divided by y. So what I want you to do is figure out what will be the output when I run this program. All right, let's see. We get 7, okay, so that's 5 plus 2. 5 minus 2, that's 3. 5 times 2, that's 10. And then 5 divided by 2, we get 2. But we should be expecting 5 divided by 2, that should give us 2.5, right? Well, when you're working with integers, you're going to get back an integer. And this is called integer division, where if you take two integers and you divide them, you are going to get, so in this case, you get 5 divided by 2, you get 2.5, but you must convert this to an integer. So it truncates this, gets rid of all the numbers after the decimal place, and you get 2. If I flip it and get 2 divided by 5, which should be 0.4, as you probably guessed, you will get 0. So let's try it, and we get 0. Okay, so we got 2 divided by 5, that gives us 0.4, and then you truncate this, you get 0. Alright, now what happens if I change this to a float? Let's move this back to 5 and this one 2. Let's run our program now. And you see we get 2.5 instead. So what happened was, instead of converting this float to an int, the int was converted to a float. So you're doing 5.0 divided by 2.0, and then you can get 2.5. Now what happens if I assign this to a variable? For instance, I have float z equals x divided by y. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's see what happens. And we get 2.5 because x is a float. So what happens if we make this an int and do 5 divided by 2? Let's run it. And we get 2. How come we got 2? Well, we said here it was a float, right? But again, we're working with integers on the right side. So what happened was we're doing 5 divided by 2, which gave us 2.5. Then we truncated this because, again, we're working with integers. So we got 2. And then we're converting this to a float. So we're doing 2.0f. So that's why you got 2. Okay, so you want to keep that in mind when you're working with different number types when you're doing your arithmetic operations. Now, what happens if I did this? So if I did 50 plus true. So I'm adding a number to a boolean. Let's try it. And we get 51, right? Because in the previous videos, I mentioned implicit conversion. When you're doing an addition with a number and a bool, the bool gets converted to an int. We said int was the middle person, right? So if I did 51.5, we should get 52.5. Because it'll be 51.5 plus 1, and that's what we got here. So what happens if I did 51.5 plus a character? Let's run it, and we get 116.5, and that's because a gets converted to its ASCII numeral. We mentioned in the implicit conversion video, a is 65, and 65 is a, so when you convert between character and int, you get from character to int, you get 65, from int to character, you get a, okay? And what happens if I do, let's say b plus a? Well, I get ba as a string. Let's find out. And it turns out we get 131. So that's 66 plus 65. So it turns out you can't add two characters to get a string in C++, okay? Just for extra practice, what happens if I do this? So let's do plus true minus, let's say, divided by 2. Okay? Let's run this. So this might look peculiar. There's no reason to actually do this, but it's just to explain the implicit conversion. So and we get 35. So b is 66 plus true. So that's 1. So we get 67 here. And you can see when I hover my mouse, you see int 67. A is 65. Divided by 2, you get 65 divided by 2, you get 32.5. but you're truncating this because it's an integer, so you get 32. So let's hover over and you get 32. So you're doing 67 minus 32, you get 35. Okay, so that's working with different types. Now, what happens if I just use float and I do float x equals, actually let's just use float without the variable. So let's do 1.12 or 1.20 minus 1.15. Let's see what happens. We get 0.05. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly introduce it here, but we're going to have another video for comparison operators. By comparison, I mean less than, greater than, equal, not equal. So we're going to try this equal to 0.05 and let's see what happens. And we get an operation issue. So let's do this. And put this in here. And we get 0. 0 is false. But why did we get false? We saw earlier that 1.20 minus 1.15 was 0.05. If I pull up my calculator and try it, 1.20 minus 1.15, we get 0.05. But here, equality says this is not equal. These two are not equal for some reason. And that is, if I hover over, you can see that it's not exactly 0.05. The way numbers are stored in our computers, in our machines, they're stored as bits. And when you're working with operators on these bits, some of the precision gets lost. So you see, especially when you're working with decimal numbers, numbers with decimal places. I don't want to confuse with decimal numbers because decimal also means base 10. But if I hover over, you see 0.05, and then all the way at the end, you see 4441. Whereas over here, you get 278. So there's an issue with the precision. And this brings me to my next topic, modulus. When you're working with remainders, so if I do 10 mod 3, let me comment this next line out and run it, we get 1 because 3 can only go to 10 3 times, so you get 9, and you do 10 minus 9 and you get 1. If I were to do 10 mod 2, we should get 0 because 2 can go into 10 5 times, so there's no remainder. And this is also how you check to see if a number is even. You just do mod 2. If I did 10 mod 4, I should get 2 as a remainder, and so on. But if I try to do something like 10 mod 4.0, let's see what happens. We get an error. We can't use modulus on a floating point number or a double. You can only do this with an integer because of the reason I specified earlier, which is you get a precision error with double and floats. Okay? And then finally we have power. So power is basically pow. Make sure you import math.h. H stands for header. So you want to import this file so that you can use the power function. So let's do 2 to the third power and you should get 8. And let's run that. And we get 8. Okay? And if I do 5 to the fourth power, we should get 625. So that's power. So those are the basic arithmetic operators. You have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, which is also remainder division, and power. Okay, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.